What if the Saiyan children were sent to different planets? For this what if, we're going to have to change how the main events went down to fit this alternative reality. Let's get started. The Saiyans are only 2 weeks away from destruction of their planet. Beerus is giving Frieza the yes to end all Saiyans, and they're all unaware of what's to come. Except for one, Bardock. When he was on a mission with his squad, his scouter went off and heard Frieza conversing with Beerus. He heard the plan to eradicate all Saiyans. With Bardock hearing this, he started to record the audio to show King Vegeta. Once Bardock showed King Vegeta, he devised a plan. King Vegeta wanted all Saiyans to band up and fight, but Bardock knew that wasn't a good idea. They would all die. King Vegeta reluctantly listened to what Bardock had to say. He said, "King, understand this. If we stay and send off all of our children to different planets, our lineage could still live on. There wouldn't be a point to killing us all. At least let the young live. Bardock, let's leave with our Saiyan pride." With King Vegeta hearing this, he devised a plan. Every Saiyan 17 and under would leave to a different planet. "I will turn off our scouters and to not be detected by Frieza. I will serve him and his forces an herb in their food. It will have them in a different mind state for a couple of hours." King Vegeta initiated the plan. They gathered all the Saiyan children and sent them off to different planets. Frieza and his forces didn't detect anything since they were zooted up. At this moment, the whole planet became quiet. Every Saiyan was waiting for their ultimate demise. The time came, and the similar thing happened. Bardock and Vegeta went up to face Frieza. The two both conjured up a ki blast together and shot it at Frieza. They sadly died, but at least they died with their Saiyan pride. This story is going to be focusing on Goku and how his life changed. Goku crashes and is found by Grandpa Gohan. Their story plays out pretty much the same. Goku meets Bulma, they search for the Dragonballs, and they get trapped in the castle by Emperor Pilaf. Now this is where the story changes. Goku transforms into an Ozaru. He destroys the whole castle. Unexpectedly, Goku gets tackled to the ground. Bulma and the gang are shocked. What they see is a giant ape pinning Goku to the ground. The ape starts to speak. "Brother, control yourself. Remember who you are." Goku fights back even harder and throws the other ape off him. The other ape sees Bulma and the gang on the ground and picks them up. The ape says, "I got to get you guys out of here." Bulma responds, "Move the little blue gremlin out of the way and get us to the orange glowing balls." "Got it." The ape girl does it and goes back to fighting Goku. Their battle is only short-lived. She says, "Time to finish this." She grabs Goku by the throat and throws him into the ground. With one punch to the cranium, she knocks him out. She pulls off his toes so he can transform back to normal. Goku is carried by the female ape towards his friends. The female ape taps on the side of her head and transforms back to normal. She looks at Bulma and runs to give her a hug. "I'm so sorry, did I scare you guys? Is everything okay?" Bulma looks at her. Who are you?" The girl adjusts her glasses and says, "My name's Paisley, and what you guys is?" Everyone introduces themselves. Bulma asks Paisley, what is she? Why does she have a tail like Goku? And why does she call him brother? She explains that she doesn't know what she is. All she knows is that it's from a different planet, in a place far away, full of love and compassion. At least that's as much as she knows. Paisley also explains that her tail she has is a part of her heritage as well. She said her parents told her that only of the kindest people have tails. And then the reason she calls Goku's brother is because she never saw anyone like her before. So it'd be better for her to assume that he's family instead of, an enemy. Hence, calling him brother. Paisley taps the side of her head and transfers back into the Ozaru. She picks Goku and the gang up and start walking. Bulma asks, what is she doing? Paisley explains to Bulma that she's taking her back to her house, and for now, they need to get some rest. Bulma was about to argue, but she looks around and Yamcha, Oolong, Puar are all asleep, so she decides to do the same. Goku and the gang wake up. They're in the house, and when they look outside, it's snowing. Suddenly, two people walk in. "Hey, is anyone hungry?" a woman asks. Goku's eyes light up. "Yes, I'm starving." The woman and the man take Goku and his friends to the table, and they see Paisley sitting down at it. She has a giant bowl of food and is gorging down on it. Goku gets a giant bowl of food too. Bulma looks at both of them. "I guess they're really the same species." The woman asks Goku, where is he from? Goku says he was raised in the woods by his grandpa. She asks Goku further questions about his friends, his age, his love life. Paisley interjects. She says, "Mom, You do this all to my friends. This is why they never come back. Paisley's dad says, hey, kids, you want to see the lab? Bulma's eyes glow up in excitement. I want to see the lab. Show us the lab. Paisley's dad shows them the lab. So this is where we do all of our work. Over there is the trackers, and over there, those are the guns. Bulma says, well, what's that over there? Oh, that's the ship Paisley came down in. Bulma decides to get a close look at it, and what she sees in the ship is wires attached to it. There's words on the small computer that read, Specimen Memory Block Activated. Bulma looks confused. She says, Mr. Paisley's dad, what does it mean by specimen memory block? Everyone walks over to the computer. Yeah, Dad, what does it mean? Paisley's dad starts to sweat profusely and starts to conjure up a nervous laugh. Bulma furthermore says, yeah, it says classified. Red Ribbon information. The Red Ribbon Army is the most ruthless military in the world, and they will do anything to get what they please. Paisley says, well, what are you getting at? Bulma looks at Paisley. That means even erasing other people's memories for their own benefit. Paisley's mom runs up and hugs her and says, honey, sweetheart, don't believe them. We would never do anything like that to you. We love you. Look, it's almost past your bedtime. Let's get you some sleep. Paisley says to Bulma, my mom would never lie to me. I can understand what you're saying. Thank you for trying to protect me, but my parents can handle the rest. Paisley's parents begin to kick Goku and them out the house, but suddenly Colonel Silver busts in the door. Hey, how's the specimen doing? Is the memory block activator still working? Goku yells, you liar, and kicks Paisley's parents through a wall. Goku is about to beat up Colonel Silver, but Paisley interjects. I got this. She runs at Colonel Silver and punches him square in the face. Bulma says, let's leave now. Paisley sheds a tear and wipes her face. I can't believe there's more to me than I actually know. Am I even a race of kind-hearted individuals? Whatever it is, I'm gonna find out. With discovery in their mind, Goku and the gang leave the house in the harsh cold, wondering what their next move will be. The group was in the snow for 2 days. They were all following Paisley. She explained to them that there's a tower in the snow that would give them the answers they needed. Bulma was starting to get frustrated with this situation and eventually started questioning Paisley. They were bickering going on between the two. Goku was just going along with the ride. After some time passes, they eventually find Muscle Tower. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into, what they were going to see on the other side of the door. Paisley says, yes, we finally did it. I told you, Bulma, just have faith in me. Bulma rolls her eyes. Okay, don't rub it in. Goku breaks open the doors. Suddenly alarms go off, and there are many footsteps being heard from the inside. Suddenly bullets start shooting through the roof. Bulma says, what the heck? Oh my gosh! Goku tells Bulma, Puar, and Oolong to leave. Yamcha wants to stay and fight, but goes with them to make sure they're safe. In this moment in time, Paisley is determined to seek the truth, no matter what. Her mind is set on uncovering the lies her parents have been telling her for years. The duo slowly walks in the Muscle Tower. They make it to the second floor. There are many Red Ribbon soldiers guarding it, but the two easily take them all out. They make it to level 3. Paisley tells Goku that she's only been here one time, and that's when she was a toddler. She doesn't really remember much, but what she does remember is a man named Gero, Dr. Gero. Goku and Paisley enter the 3rd floor. They immediately get attacked by a giant android. They barely dodge out of the way. Goku kicks the android as hard as he can, but it does not budge. The android grabs Goku and punches him in the chest. Paisley goes in for a punch, but it grabs her wrist and breaks it. The android throws her into a wall. Goku runs and grabs her. They both nearly make it out with their life. Goku is about to yell Nimbus, but then realizes it's destroyed. He goes for a leap of faith and yells his name anyway, and the unexpected happens. The cloud appears. He tells Nimbus to take him to the turtle termin's house as fast as he can. Goku is worried about his friend. Even though he just met her, he feels a deep-rooted connection. Paisley passes out from the pain. They eventually make it to the destination in due time. Goku yells the turtle hermit's name. He says, just call me Roshi. Now what's wrong? Goku explains to them that they were too weak. They tried to get through Muscle Tower, but the android he was too strong. Roshi can see the pain in Goku's eyes. Instead of asking him for a deal to train them, he brings upon himself to become their master. Roshi says, Goku, if you want, I will train you. I will train you and the girl. The turtle takes away the injured Paisley. Master Roshi states, once she's healed, we will begin. Goku with the serious face says, I will begin now. Master Roshi walks up to Goku and yells in his ear, I said when she's healed! Goku abides by what Master Roshi says, and chills out for a while. A short time passes and eventually Paisley's healed. She's a Saiyan, so the gestation period for healing is way shorter. Krillin arrives a little bit after Goku and Paisley do. Master Roshi starts to train them the same way he did in the original series. They all powered up immensely by then. Goku and Paisley even got multiple Zenkai boosts. Krillin had a hard time keeping up with the two, but he managed, and he got even a giant buff as well. To put this in perspective, in the original series, Master Roshi finished them off with a 100-pound weight on their back. But in this What If, they went beyond that. So by the time they were done with their training, they were casually walking around with 300-pound turtle shells. And if you don't know, in Dragonball, if they're training for something specific, they'll get more of a boost than if they're training for something casually. Goku and Paisley say their farewells to Krillin and Master Roshi and head back to Muscle Tower, but this time on foot. In their minds, no one can stop them. The duo eventually make it to Muscle Tower. This time when they get there, hundreds of guards are surrounding the building. Goku and Paisley were so swift that they took them all out before the alarms went off. The two confront the android. One by one, they start annihilating with ease. It was overkill. The next stage, they easily take out Murasaki, and even easier get through the maze. When they fight Buyuan, they didn't even have to break the wall to freeze him. Goku and Paisley both release a twin Kamehameha wave, killing him instantly. The two finally make it to General White. This time, General White is terrified. He just saw them take out his strongest forces with ease. General White says, "I'll do anything. You want money? Girls? What do you want?" Paisley says, "We want Dr. Gero." "Dr. Gero? What do you want with that pretentious buffoon?" Paisley says, "Ask me another question and you die." General White shakes in his boots. He tells Goku and Paisley everything. As they're about to leave, General White shoots at them multiple times, hoping it'll kill them. This made Goku and Paisley upset. They turned around and flying kicked General White out of the building, killing him instantly. So with the information they know, the duo head to the Red Ribbon headquarters. They defeat all the guards and the higher-up. They eventually do find Dr. Gero in his lab working on a project. Paisley says, "Gero? Are you Dr. Gero?" Dr. Gero announced himself as the one and only. Paisley asks him, what is she, and why did they erase her memories? He tells her everything about how she was too unstable, and they even had to place a chip inside her head to keep her ape form in check. Paisley tells Dr. Gero she wants her memories back, but Dr. Gero doesn't care, and tells her he will not unlock her memories, and she'll just be a shell of her former self. This gets Paisley upset, and she throws a punch at Dr. Gero, but before it lands, Paisley stops moving, and her eyes turn red. Goku says, What did you do to her?" Dr. Gero explains that the chip on her head that allows her to easily change back and forth from ape, he created it, and it controls her brain, so he can basically make her do anything he wants. Dr. Gero tells Paisley to transform into an ape and attack Goku. Paisley transforms into a great ape and starts attacking Goku. She's destroying everything around her. Goku pulls an inner reverse guard and directs Paisley's movements towards Dr. Gero. She ends up crushing the doctor while in pursuit for Goku. Paisley gets angry because she can't land a hit on Goku and roars a large ki beam in the sky. Paisley's distracted, so Goku uses this as a perfect opportunity to pull her tail off. He runs up behind her and takes it off with brute force. She transforms back to normal. The series plays out pretty much the same after this encounter. The only difference is that Goku and Paisley are going through it together. Commander Red hires Tao Pai Pai to take him out for destroying his whole army. They both lose to Tao Pai Pai and meet Korin. Paisley even gets a Nimbus too. They both fight in the World Martial Arts Tournament, but Krillin dies. The two both drink the Super Holy Water and even manage to surpass Piccolo in strength, separately. They both meet Kami and train in the Room of Spirit and Time for a year, growing immensely powerful. As the years go by, every Z-Fighter is also getting more powerful trying to keep up with the two. Goku defeats Piccolo Jr. and even wins the tournament. After that, the two go their separate ways. Paisley grows a crush on Tien. Later down the lines, they get married, both deciding to live on top of a mountain. Goku and Chi-Chi also settle down as well. The two Saiyans continue their training. One day out of nowhere, all the Z-Fighters feel two ki levels coming down to Earth, a weaker one and a humongous one. Every single one of them is anticipating on what's to come next. The last time we left off, the Z-Fighters gathered to prepare themselves for the battle of their lifetime. They've never felt such a powerful ki. There's a smaller one that they're sure they can handle together, but the bigger one they're not so sure about. Some of the humans are even shaken out of fear. Suddenly Piccolo shows up. He told Goku and Paisley that he did not want to be by himself with such an enormous ki signature on the planet. Piccolo is a lot more friendly in this What If, because time to time Paisley came and checked up on him, seeing if he was alright. Paisley knew that Piccolo wasn't truly evil. In this What If, the Z-Fighters are 2 times stronger than their original counterparts, because of the fact that there's an extra Saiyan to keep up with Goku, and a result of that, making the others try harder to keep up as well. So eventually, Raditz and Taro land on Earth, and it actually goes differently than the main timeline. When the farmer shoots at Radish, Radish is about to kill him, but Taro says no. And since Radish has a high respect for Taro, he obliges. They both find the Z Fighters at Roshi's house. Taro turns his back and lets Radish do his thing. When Radish confronts them, he tells Goku that if he doesn't have 200 dead bodies on the beach, he'll kill him, his friends, and take his child. This gets the Z Fighters angry. Taro can see this and tells them if they interfere with Radish's conversation, he will show no mercy. Goku gets angry and throws a punch at Radish. Radish shows no mercy and starts to beat him to a bloody pulp. Paisley steps in and tries to help, but Taro doesn't allow it. He punches Paisley in the face and kicks her in the air. Eventually all the Z Fighters jump in, but it's no use. Not even Piccolo could stand a chance. Taro easily beats them all up and knocks them all out. Goku is on the floor half alive. Paisley is barely strong enough to stand. Radish tells Goku he has 24 hours to get 600 bodies on the beach. But Taro doesn't agree with Radish and tells him that Goku and Paisley have 24 hours to leave with them, or Gohan they'll take away instead. They both leave with everyone badly injured, and Gohan on the brink of death. Soon after the fight, the Z Fighters wake up. Goku tells Piccolo, Paisley, and Tien to come with him to fight the battle, since he knows the four of them are the only chance. Paisley is worried about the situation because she has a son at home. Tien can see the worry on her face and tells her that Shin will be fine. He knows basic combat and knows how to hide his ki. They fly to Korn's lookout and take a senzu bean to heal up. Korn is kind of confused why Piccolo is chilling with Goku, but he doesn't really question it. By eating the senzu bean, Goku and Paisley's power levels spike up. Goku's power level is at 3000 base, and Paisley's power level is at 2900 base. Now that they're all fully healed up, Goku and Paisley and Piccolo and Tien fly to retrieve Gohan. Goku and Paisley fly so fast that they leave the two behind. Radish Scouter suddenly starts to beat. He checks it and sees two high power levels coming this way. Radish doesn't believe what he's seen and breaks his scouter, but Taro tells him that those are the real power levels. Goku rushes in like a ram and starts beating up Radish. Taro continues to sit in the background to see if Radish will get the upper hand, but he doesn't. Taro tries to jump in, but is stopped by Paisley. She starts punching him, but her blows have no effect. Taro throws Paisley to the ground and goes after Goku. Taro grabs Goku by the throat and tells Radish is he okay. As he's still holding Goku by the throat, Paisley charges up a Kamehameha and shoots it at Taro. Sadly, that was a mistake, because Taro turns around and uses Goku as a shield. Goku takes the full brunt of the attack and is on the ground, hanging on for dear life. Taro calls Paisley hopeless for even trying. Taro charges up his ki attack ready to kill Paisley. In the distance, Tien sees Goku on the ground and Paisley about to be killed. As the blast is about to be shot, Tien jumps in front of Paisley and takes the full attack. Before he dies, he says, "Save Gohan." As fast as she can, Paisley grabs Gohan from the ship and throws him in the direction of Piccolo, praying that he'll find him. Not even a second after saving Gohan, she is killed by Taro. Taro says, "Low class Saiyan." Soon after, Raditz and Taro leave. Taro made a plan to come back when Raditz is here to get Gohan. Piccolo is listening on it all. In other world, Goku, Paisley, and Tien are greeted by King Yama. They all get their bodies and are soon sent on Snake Way to see King Kai. When the trio get on Snake Way, they feel a faint power level, but as they get closer and closer, they get stronger and stronger. They fly up to King Kai's planet and are immediately pulled down by the gravity. Goku and Paisley can stand up straight, but it's not comfortable. Tien, on the other hand, is struggling bad. When they look around the planet, they don't see anyone, but the strong power level is there. Suddenly, a girl walks through the door of the house. She says, "Man, that was some good food." He tells her she's going to eat him out of a house. Goku and Paisley are confused. This girl must be King Kai, they thought. Why is her power level so astronomical? The girl walks up to them and says, who are y'all?" Goku says, "Oh hey, King Kai. We're ready to humbly train for you, Lord, ma'am, girl." The girl looks in visible confusion. Paisley tells Goku that she doesn't think that's King Kai. The girl tells the duo her name is Kokumba, and she's a student of King Kai. Eventually, they all get acquainted. Goku asks her why is she in Otherworld. The story goes like this. Kokumba landed on planet Ameka. Her life was hard. The only time she felt love was when she fought the Thinders that roamed the street. She grew up as a thief to survive on the planet. One day, Kokumba stole information that was very valuable to the Ameka nation. What she figured out was that the government was harboring food from the poor, letting the rich live happily. So Kokumba shared this information to the poor, and as a result of this, there was an uprising. The Ameka government was looking for Kokumba for months. In that time, she was able to rework her space pod to get off the planet and find a better life. She left the planet Ameka as a hero. Everyone loved her. Everyone remembered her name. When Kokumba got to a seemingly good planet, her spaceship was exploded by a large ki beam, and she suffocated in space, inadvertently ending up in the other world. She's been dead for 10 years now. Goku and Paisley look at each other with wide eyes. Paisley tells Kokumba when she gets back to Earth, she'll revive her because she could be a good asset to the team. With everything settled, they all start to train. Kokumba has a power level of 50 million base, since she's been training with King Kai for 10 years. She's also able to use Kaioken times 80. This greatly affects the trio's power level, since they're training with someone more than 15,000 times stronger than them. So this means they're definitely going to get a massive power boost because of this, and they're trying to surpass Tower's power level. Kokumba and King Kai both teach the trio Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb, having them hone their skills immensely. As the time grew in Otherworld, Paisley eventually grew sad. She wondered how her son was doing, and if he was okay. King Kai noticed this and told her that he can talk to her son. She placed her hand on his shoulder and began to sense his ki. Paisley says, "Shin, can you hear me?" Shin responds back, "Mom, I'm kinda in the middle of something." What Paisley didn't know was that Gohan and Shin were beating up a T-Rex. Shin explains to Paisley that when she died, Piccolo knocked him unconscious and placed Gohan and him in the woods to train. It kinda was embarrassing for Shin at the start because Gohan didn't know anything about fighting, but eventually he caught up to speed. Once Paisley was done, Goku got into contact with Piccolo. Piccolo told Goku that the Saiyans would be back in 1 year and they'd be coming with more powerful people. When Goku heard this, he told Paisley and Tien. The trio began to train even harder than ever, trying to surpass their limits. 1 year passed and the Saiyans are about to arrive to planet Earth. The Saiyans that arrived to Earth are Raditz, the brother of Goku, Taro, the best friend of Raditz, Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans, Nappa, the Saiyan general, and Yasai, the little brother of Nappa. While the Saiyans are landing, Piccolo summons Shenron and revives all the people who were killed by Taro. On King Kai's planet, the trio notice that their halos are gone and realize they're alive. They all say goodbye to Kokumba and King Kai. Paisley promises Kokumba that she'll revive her once she gets all the Dragon Balls. With that information, the newly revived Z-Fighters are on their way to battle the Saiyans. The Saiyans land on Earth. All the Z-Fighters gather up to stall them, waiting for the trio to get to the battlefield. They're all 2 times stronger than what they were in the original series, since they had more time to train themselves for the upcoming battle. The Saiyans release the Sabermen, but Shin and Gohan easily defeat a multitude of them. They get tired and eventually stop fighting. Yamcha fought the Sabermen. When it latches onto his back to explode, he actually throws it off and crushes its head. 4 more Cybermen jump on Yamcha. He's not able to get them off in time. They all explode simultaneously, and Yamcha dies. Krillin goes up against his side, and they go blow for blow, every punch counteracting each other. Krillin starts to get the upper hand, but then Nappa jumps in and punches Krillin to the ground. He says, "Don't touch my little brother, twerp!" Nappa starts pummeling Krillin to the ground. Piccolo steps in and says, "How about you pick on someone your own size?" He grabs Nappa by the throat and throws him into a mountain. Yasai was about to attack, but looks into the eyes of Krillin. Yasai may not be the strongest Saiyan, but he ain't the dumbest. Piccolo says, "Anyone next?" Vegeta laughs and smirks at Piccolo. He says, "I'm guessing you want to die then, Namekian." In a split second, Piccolo is on the ground, seemingly not alive. Vegeta is so fast that no one even noticed what happened. Shin and Gohan see what happened to Piccolo and almost loses it. They blitz at Vegeta, catching him off guard. The both of them get a rage with putting their power level at 5,600. For a small moment, they get a higher up on Vegeta, but their efforts are in vain. Vegeta grabs them both by the throat, ready to end their lives. But suddenly, Goku and Paisley do a twin flying kick to Vegeta's face. Taro is shocked. He feels their power level and it's immense. When the trio were in Otherworld, they trained with Kokumba and King Kai. They taught them everything they needed to know, everything to make them stronger. She even made a technique that allowed an individual to steal ki out of one's body. Paisley really took a liking to that attack. She called it Fox Hunt. By the time they were done with King Kai, they had high power levels. Goku being at 100,000, Paisley being at 90,000, and Tien being at 30,000. When Taro felt their power level, he started to get worried about what's to come next. He powers up and jumps in front of Paisley, punching her in the stomach. Tien powers up to Kaioken times 4 and rushes at Taro, kicking him in the back. Goku and Vegeta go at it. Vegeta is at a power level of 150,000, and the reason why is because he felt like since he's the prince of all Saiyans, he should be the strongest of all Saiyans. He's close, but still has a ways to go. Goku powers up to Kaioken times 3 and starts throwing punches at Vegeta, eventually beating him up to the point where he shoots a Blood's Wave Ki Blast. Vegeta and Taro turn to Ozaru and get the upper hand on Tien and Goku. Goku and Vegeta gets demolished. Vegeta breaks Goku's leg and Tien gets poked in the eyes. It's tragic for the both of them. All of a sudden, Paisley turns to Ozaru and uses Kaioken times 8, making her power level 7 million. With one punch, she knocks out Vegeta. She tries to stay in Kaioken to get Taro, but the strain is too much. eventually making her pass out. Suddenly Goku shoots at the blood waves and it explodes. Taro transforms back into normal and starts exchanging blows with Goku. Goku goes Kaioken ×3 for split seconds to get a good attack on Taro. The battle is continuous. No one knows who's going to get the final blow. Suddenly Goku charges up a spirit bomb in his fist with Kaioken, then punches Taro dead in his chest. Taro falls to the ground and Goku does as well. The two hit the ground at the same time. At this moment, Raditz is the only Saiyan standing. He stands over Taro and asks him, does he want to kill Kakarot? But Taro says no. Raditz asks him, does he want to leave then? Taro says no, it will be too suspicious to Frieza. Taro tells Raditz the newer ships have trackers, so they need to be destroyed. He also says do not lay a hand on our Saiyan sisters and brothers, or they'll have to deal with him. Goku hears in the conversation and says, speaking of Saiyans, we need to whip back Kokumba with the Dragon Balls. Yasai says, why don't you just use those to defeat Frieza? Taro says, did you say that with your scouter on? Yasai says, yeah, oh my gosh. I'll see you monkeys in a year. Except for you, Taro, you're no monkey, but I will be seeing you in a year too, so yeah.